this was such a brilliant concept. We've had many kind of haunting movies over the years, but we've never really had a haunted swimming pool movie, and I just love that idea. We all have this inherent fear of just swimming in general, being in the water, because we're not made technically to be in the water, but there's something about it that draws us to it, right? And so the idea of taking this thing that is supposedly fun and twisting it and making it darker and finding the potential scary story within this was exciting to us. Wyatt and Carrie are such talented actors. We're very lucky to have them in this film, and having Wyatt and Carrie to be the two people to help anchor that particular dramatic story point is extremely important, because they help us ground the movie in a way where we believe in their predicament, and ultimately when they have to do what they have to do to fight the evil that comes with the swimming pool, the cursed water, you believe in their journey to do so. We're very fortunate that Atomic Monster and Blumhouse, have a very sort of simpatico concept about how to make these movies, and we get along really well. We share the same goal and the same ambition, and ultimately, we just want to make the kind of horror movies that fans love. At the end of the day, I'm a hardcore genre fans, and I just want to see the kind of films, I want to make the kind of films I want to see. And that's what's so great about collaborating with Jason Blum and his company Blumhouse. For us is, we have the same goals. It's important for me to find and collaborate with the next generation of filmmakers, especially in the genre world. I'm very fortunate to have had this opportunity that was given to me, and I just kind of want to pay it back. The producers on Saw, my first horror movies, that believed in us, in myself and Lee Winnell in such a big way, and gave us this opportunity. I'm very thankful for that, and I guess I just want to pay that back to the community.
Had that feeling of like, what's in the pool? Like, well, what if there was actually some sort of supernatural thing in the pool? And I love the what if of that, and so I've loved also playing with that, like in the pool and trying to make the pool scary. Like it's a fun thing to do. It's a huge aspect of the story, making that relationship work. And so when we got together and did rehearsal, first few times we got together, it was like, it made me feel very comfortable going, oh God, like a big sigh of relief where that relationship works, you're liking the person, you like each other, you're having a fun time on set. Like that's hopefully bleeding into the performances and also just the story. And yeah, but she's really the one that you see the story unfold through. She's sort of the arbiter of how we find out what the problem with the pool is, and she has to sort of run the gamut of storytelling through her eyes. He's been great at executing what he, I think, has wanted to get on camera, and he's been wonderful to be directed by. I've loved being directed by him. I think he's got a great sense of humor. I think he understands the balance of humor and drama in a really nice way. I think he has a vision for it that I've really appreciated that he's stuck to. I've loved it. I've had a wonderful time with Bryce.
Family, and I like the dynamic that there's problems in their relationship, which I really liked also, because I hate when you see movies and the parents are always real nice to the kids, and it's like, man, who's like that all the time? Like, nobody's like that all the time. I'd never met Wyatt before, and I was just really glad that he was the kind of person who kind of like, he's like, another thing with horror is kind of like you have to sort of go big, and then you can kind of like rein it back a little bit. But if you're not going to go big, it's just going to feel really stupid, you know, and awkward, because it's like, okay, well, you can't apologize for this. Like, it's either happening or it isn't. And he totally is very great at just like giving it 100%, like totally going for it and totally doing it really good, which, you know, then it's just so easier to, because you believe that the person's like choking and then you can react. So that was like such a relief when those tricky scenes came, and he was very gung-ho about doing them, like really, really doing them and committing to doing them and not holding back at all. There is like a vulnerability in water, I think, that a lot of people have. Even if you are a confident swimmer, there's a notion that like the water really has more control over you, no matter how great you are at swimming or how great you're at surfing or whatever. It's like nature, and that has, you know, it's stronger than you.
Very important role in the film. It's kind of a character in its own right. We aren't designed to be in the water, and there's already a natural, widely experienced fear of the depths of the unknown. Wyatt is an extremely dynamic actor. He can be the comedic relief, the warm father figure, but also deliver the chilling scares that are all aspects of Ray's character. We cast Carrie while she was on the awards campaign for the Banshees of Inisherin. We were in complete admiration of her talent, and we were thrilled to see that audiences agreed. She embodies Eve in such a way that we feel all of her emotions. We feel love, passion, fear, and a compelling need to protect her family at any cost. I think audiences are going to love the scares. I think they're gonna love the cast. But most of all, I think they're gonna be really scared to get back into a swimming pool after watching Night Swim.
This is a story about an average suburban backyard swimming pool that hides a terrifying secret. And the family who's seeking a better life moves in this house with a backyard pool, wanting the things that all of us want from a pool: fun and time together, diversion. And what they get instead is a terrifying secret that is hidden beneath the surface of that water. So for me, Night Swim was always about how I felt when I was a kid in a pool by myself, and just being absolutely convinced that there was something beneath me in the depths, and that it was not 9 feet deep, it was 90 feet deep, and that Jaws was down there. I mean, that's really where it came from. And I kind of realized, like, as irrational as that is, a lot of people share that fear. It doesn't make any sense, but there's something about, in water, we become prey again, right? People drown in water. We can only stay underwater for maybe a minute, for most people maximum, before we die. It's not a safe environment. It's an unpredictable environment. And we go from being the top of the food chain to somewhere in the middle of the food chain really, really quickly. It's such a pinch me moment to be working with Jason Blum and James Wan on a movie like this, which is just so perfectly in the middle of both of their wheelhouses, like right in that Venn diagram where their stuff overlaps. I feel like Night Swim just fits there. And it's been amazing to have their guidance and ideas and support as we've made this film. It's been incredible. Shooting in water is definitely a significant challenge. The kind of general rule of thumb is take how much time you think it's going to be and then double it when you're working in the water. Everything is slow. Lighting is slow. The way you move in it, communication is difficult because you have to have like underwater speakers that I'm giving direction to, and those don't always work. And there's lack of visibility sometimes. Someone's supposed to hit a mark, but they can't see where that mark is because there's turbidity in the water and it's hard to see. It's dark down there. We'd have basically like someone as a guide with a glow stick giving an eye line, right? Just to kind of punch through that darkness and give them a way to track, where they're looking in the scene. So all of that it's planning more than you've ever planned for anything on any shoot. And then knowing that 30% of it's still gonna go wrong.
Like everyone has this as a kid, but they feel like something, when you're in the ocean or you're in a pool, you kind of like make yourself believe something's under you. And I feel like I've never seen that in film. The pool is like hungry for something. it gives us something in return. It wants something back. The pool has a life of its own. The pool has like a motive of its own. One shot, I didn't know that something was behind me, and I turned around and we weren't rolling yet, and I just screamed. It is scary. There's something about the water where at any point you don't really know what's below you, and that can be freaky.